Okay. Hello and welcome to Tech Tuesday. We are so glad uh, to have you here today, whether you're joining live or you're watching later on our archived videos. We just want to welcome you. Today, we've got a really good Tech Tuesday for you. We're talking about coding for K-12, and so we've got some really cool stuff to show you guys. So we're going to just jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and post some helpful links into the chat, and we might have some more people joining here within the next few minutes. So I'll try to repost this again. Today we have a lot of resources for you. I'm posting all of that in the chat. You can see we've got some of our district pages, and then underneath that, if you keep scrolling down, because there are a lot of them, we have our coding resources. So these are just some resources for you to look into if you're interested after today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. So first off, we're just going to introduce you in case you haven't met our new member. We have with us Miss Sherry Harris. And so she is the newest member of our technology integration team. I'm also joined by my supervisor, Miss Isabel Espinoza, and she's waving right there. And so, like I said, we just want to welcome you today. And of course, I'm Josh Voiles. I'm going to get us started here today. Just real quick, we want to make you aware of our website. If you aren't aware of it, you can visit us at midlandisd.net/itech. And there we've got a lot of really great information, a lot of really good information that we're going to be posting. We try to update that as much as possible. So give that a favorite. As well, we want to make you aware of our technology newsletter. You can sign up. You can follow the link there at midlandisd.net/tech newsletter. You can sign up to receive monthly information, technology tips, tools, tricks, all of that good stuff. And I create that newsletter myself, and I gear it specifically for Midland Independent School District teachers and staff. So definitely go subscribe. And on that link, you can also find an archive of all of the past newsletters that have gone out. So in case you've missed any of those, you can go check those out as well. Also, just in case you weren't aware, obviously you know about Tech Tuesday, otherwise you wouldn't be here. But we do have two 30-minute virtual PD sessions every Tuesday, unless there's like a major holiday or something like that, or of course summer. But you can visit us, visit midlandisd.net/tech Tuesdays, and that page will have a calendar where you can view all of the upcoming Tech Tuesdays. You can check into the future and see which ones you might want to join. We have one every Tuesday at 3:30, and then the second one at 4:15, and usually that is the same content being repeated. And so in case you can't miss in case you missed the first one, you can always catch us on the second one. Okay, I'm going to hand it off really quick to Miss Isabel Espinoza. Take it away.
Thank you, Josh. So today we're talking about coding. And why are we talking about coding? Well, because students need it. They need it to be better prepared for the future. It builds their processing and critical thinking skills, and we're actually required to teach it. Coding is now part of the new tech apps TEKS from K through 8. There is a brand new strand that will be starting in 2024 from K through 8 that it focuses on computational thinking, which is coding. The computational thinking skills include pattern recognition, algorithm design, decomposition, and abstraction. So, here's the explanation for each one. So how do we explain coding? Coding is basically the set of instructions that we create to communicate with computers. So basically, we're just creating instructions to tell the computer what to do, and that's what kids are doing when they're coding. Through coding, we're able to make computers perform tasks. Computer coding, in this case, will empower kids to not only consume digital media and technology, but also to create it. I know that coding could be like a scary word because you might think, wow, I don't know anything about coding. How can I have my kids do any coding if I don't know what coding even is or how to code? I don't want you to be scared of coding. That's why we're here. We want to give you the tools and the resources so that you can learn with your kids and start coding. It's actually, since we start from the basics, it's really easy to get started, and it's also fun. Everything actually looks like games for students. They really don't know they're coding. They don't know they're actually thinking, using all their critical thinking skills to code. They don't know that. They think they're just playing. So I'm going to continue with Sherry. She's going to start explaining some of the coding tools that we're going to provide for you for elementary students, and then Josh will go into more advanced coding. But let us know if you have any questions during the session and put them in the chat, please. Go ahead, Sherry.
Thank you, Isabel. So I'm going to actually be going over 2 apps. Josh, can you turn the slide?
Whoops, I'm so sorry.
So I am going to be going over Codable, and Codable is a website that has everything you need to teach your students from, I think it's K through 5th grade to code, to help them get through each level and collect coins. Kids use programming logic to drag and drop commands. There are 49 free practice levels available on the self-service app. I'm actually going to share my screen now. Okay, so this is Codable. I'm already kind of in my class. You'll see that I have a test class with 1 student. There are guides for the teacher guide, the Codable field guide, scope and sequence, and student login information. And if you go to courses, you can, if you just click on the first one, you can kind of see where Codable has actually built lessons for you. And if you view the activity, you can see everything, all of the resources. One of the things that I really like about Codable is the student view. So whenever you click on that, if you are not comfortable with coding, you haven't been around it, you can do the student view and actually learn it or do it with your students. Right now, there is the Hour of Code because it's Computer Science Week, I believe. So you have the Hour of Code going on at Codable, as well as other websites. And here, there are some events that you can do for Hour of Code. I'm just going to click on one of these. And this is my little fuzzball. And the students, it's actually, I think, a different name, but I kind of forgot about it. But the students actually can earn awards in Codable, and they can decorate their little fuzzy thing. If it loads.
I think it's called a fuzzy, right? I think
so too.
Wasn't it like Fuzz Buzz or something?
Fuzz Buzz, yes. Well, I thought about having all these open would help make it go faster, but it's not. Okay. So if you just click create, and here the students are just creating a maze, so they can choose their own backgrounds, and then they can do like a start, or I guess this is actually building the maze. Actually, and then oh, I need that there. And then they can put stuff all in here. And let's see. I don't actually like this game. But they can test stuff out and all of that. Yeah, this was not what I was playing earlier. But it just sets your students up for success. It allows them to build and use logic skills. And the next one that I'm going to talk about is actually Blockly games. So Blockly games look like this, and basically your students click here, and they're just matching all of, you can see I've already kind of played, and they can check their answers. They'll go back, and there's a maze. And basically they have to tell this little guy what to do. So this one, it needs to move forward twice. They'll run the program, and that's just kind of what they do. And then right here is, I believe, JavaScript, so they can actually see the code that they are building. And I am going to turn it over to Josh.
There was one slide that was
Oh, can you present it again?
not presented.
I guess it is. Blockly also saves student progress, but doesn't support any kind of progress monitoring for teachers. However, students can click on the link icon to share specific block from inside the game. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it over to Josh.
Awesome. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I really love that Blockly. I remember looking at that last year. It's a really good way to get your students into it and actually to start learning for yourself. And actually, what I'm bringing to the table today is something called Scratch and Scratch Junior. And just like with some of those other ones that Sherry was mentioning, I really love Scratch. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. I literally learned Scratch like yesterday for the first time. So, kind of like Sherry and Isabel were saying, if you're a teacher and you're new to coding, and like I was very like afraid of it at first because I thought I don't know how to code, I don't know how to teach coding. Scratch like was so easy, and I was able to kind of get in there and kind of create something, which I'll show you guys here in a second. It's really easy to use, and it's easy for you to share it back and forth as a from teacher to student, or from student to teacher, I guess. So what is Scratch? So Scratch Junior is basically Scratch, but just for little kids, and it's a great way to start as well. But it's really just made for like students ages 5 to 7, like for the really young ones. Basically, children can snap together graphical programming blocks, and as you can see on the one that Sherry was showing, like on Blockly, they're working like with these little programming blocks, and they're getting to know the fundamentals of coding that way. And it's the same thing with here, but except the blocks are like they look more like kitty kind of like blocks. And so they're using these graphical programming blocks to make characters move, jump, dance, sing. They do all these different actions, and you can use it to program different things. Basically, you can download Scratch Junior from the self-service app as well, for iPads, or from the Google Play Store or the Amazon App Store. You can also download the PBS Scratch Junior for kids, because there's some really cool PBS characters in there as well. And as you can see on the slide here, it's basically, and I don't know why it's not. Maybe you guys can see it. Oh, there it is. So you see, there's a video playing here, and I'm trying to get the little where you guys can see. There we go. So the student in the interface is a little bit more basic than it is on Scratch. The Scratch Junior is a little more basic, but the kids are kind of just picking, they get to pick their background and some cool stuff like that. But as you could just see, they're moving around those little blocks, and those little blocks are telling it to do different actions. So they're learning the really like very, very, very basics of coding. So it's really, really cool. I want to take you guys over now to Scratch. This is the one that's it's programming for ages 8 to 16. So you can use these. I even had one of my students when I was a high school teacher that used it, and that was back when I didn't really know what it was. And I was kind of afraid, but now I realize it's super easy. So basically, it's the same thing as the Scratch Junior. They're dragging out blocks of program from the left-hand compartment, and I'll show you that here in just a second. To have these characters do different things. Now, the first thing you need to know as a teacher about Scratch is that it is a website that you would have to share with them. And I know, especially for teachers, a lot of time, especially if you're a teacher like me, you're afraid to get your students into anything that is like a game, because you don't want to lose their attention, and it can be very stressful when you're having to fight for the students' attention when they're trying to play games. So especially if like I was a digital media teacher, so they had their computers, and I had a computer lab and everything, and sometimes it's kind of hard. You have to be very careful. So just so you know, it does have games on it. However, It's a little bit different on Scratch because the games that are on the Scratch website are actually created by students. So you kind of have to plan it out a little strategic, but part of that, of the learning experience, in my opinion, is actually allowing them to explore through those games because they're getting some inspiration, they're getting ideas, and they're seeing that other students are using coding to create those games. So basically, and you can utilize this on Chromebooks, Windows devices. It's free, but I did include a little screenshot there of when I signed up yesterday. Um, I'm coder OBV34, and so that's my little name that it gave me. You can see there on the top corner that's my user. I had to create a user, so it's for free. But the reason why you want to create an account is because you can't save your projects unless you do that. It'll let you create stuff and download it, but it won't let you save your projects. And I recommend you to do that, and for your students to do that if you're going to use it. And this is a really cool. I'm just going to go ahead and take you there. You can see it's scratch.mit.edu, and that should be one of the links that I left in the chat. And the reason why is this was actually created by MIT people that work at MIT. And so, whoops, I'm sorry. I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's see if I can figure this out here. Whoops. So, and I want you guys to just to see it. I wanted to show you and just dive into it. It won't take too long here. I just wanted to show. Can you guys see that? Just give me a thumbs up if you can see Scratch. Okay, great. So if you Google scratch.com, this is what the homepage looks like. This is what it looks like when you first log in. Here at the top corner, you can see that I'm logged into my account already. Setting up an account is, very easy. It doesn't take very long. All right, but this is the Scratch homepage. And as you can see here, if we scroll through, they've got a few like featured projects, different things like that. And all of this stuff, you can see a lot of it looks kind of goofy. It looks like some of the memes and stuff that you see that the kids kind of like to do on like social media and stuff. And the reason why is because it is goofy. It's stuff that they're creating. They like some of that goofy stuff. Um, and so basically, that's kind of the homepage. If you click on Explore, you can go deeper into that and look around at some of the games that are here. Like I'll show you an example. This cookie clicker. This was a game. This is all created by students. They're using coding to create these games. And they can also create stories and videos as well. As you can see, it's loading the project. And so that's what's so cool about it is, they're not just playing games like, to waste time or to goof off. They're learning how to create their own video games. And I promise you, your students are they're going to just become captivated by it. And so this is loading up this game here. I don't know why. I guess it's taking a while. And basically, you can see this is a really goofy game. Completely pointless. Okay, but that's okay because they're learning, right? And that's how they're learning, is learning to code by just creating these sometimes pointless little games. Okay, there's some other neat stuff in here I could show you. I don't want to spend too much time, especially since it seems to be taking a while. I don't know if it's our internet or something today, but as you can see, there's just a lot of really cool stuff on here. So all of this was created by a student. Okay, to be honest, I really don't know what that was doing. Okay, I just wanted to show you, just to give you an example of what the students can create. And so let's go over here to from the home page, or from here, you see this tab that says create. We can actually just click create. And so this is what it would look like on the back end, right? This is where you can create a game literally from scratch. You can see over here, on the side, you have all these different like categories. Like we've got motion, looks, sound, events, control, all these different ones, right? Operators, and all of these are different types of programming blocks that the students can drag out here to tell the character or whatever it is that they're working on, to tell it like what to do, right? And so these blocks of code just kind of go together. Excuse me. And It's really neat, okay? And so they can program that, and over here on the right-hand side, you can see I have the little cat, right? And this is what you call a sprite. So the sprite is like your little character, and you can actually they can draw their own sprites, or they can even like pick from different sprites that are already pre-programmed, or they can even upload their own sprite. Over here on the back over on the left-hand side, you can see there's this tab called costumes. A costume is basically just a name for a frame. So I like to think of them as frames. So you can see there's the same cat, but there's two different frames of him. So they can create these basic little animations, or they can add as many frames or costumes as they would like. And then, of course, we've got our sounds. So all of that, they're going to use all of that to basically um, program their video games. So it's really, really cool. I want to go back over here to the homepage, because what I actually did yesterday was I actually created one of my own. So right here on the Create tab, this is where I was showing you. You have to have your you have to have your account so that it'll save your project. But let's go back over here to, I'm going to click on this folder. This is what you get when you sign up for a free account. And as you can see, I've got some projects that I've been working on, and this is the one I created yesterday. I showed this to DJ and he laughed his head off. Okay. So DJ loves Bigfoot too. So this is this is what I created yesterday. Isabel thought it was funny too, I think. Sherry's laughing too. Stop laughing at me. You can see, so I'm just I'm a beginner, okay? I didn't really know what I was doing. You can see the Sasquatch is still running there, even though he's not moving. I think Isabel or DJ or somebody said it was the moonwalking Bigfoot, because he kind of moves while he's going backwards. Okay. And so, but like I said, if it's not perfect, that's okay, because they're still learning. They're learning how to code while they're having fun. Okay, so basically on this page is where I could click on See Inside, and that will take us back to that basically designing page, I guess, if that's what you call it, or the building page. And you can see some of the code, the blocks that I used. And then if we go back, there's this part right here. You see this where it says copy link? This is where the students can share it to a teacher. So that's very beneficial. If you want them to be able to, you can, give them the link to scratch.com, but then, if you want them to have get credit, they would have to share that link with you as a teacher. Okay. And then what else? There was one other thing okay, I wanted to show you over here. One last thing. There's this tab right here called Ideas, and this is the kind of the tutorial, like, learning lesson page for Scratch. And right here we can go scroll through some of these, or we can click on See All Tutorials. And this is where the students can go in and just learn how to do different things with their characters or with their games, right? There's one for getting started, make music, create a story, make a chase game, right? Animate a character, make a character fly, make something bounce, make it glide, okay, all different kinds of cool things. And I actually watched some of these to try to learn. So like this one, and then it opens the video right up in their designer page. So that's what's really cool.
With glide blocks, you can move your character from place to place. Place your sprite at a location, and then drag out a glide block. When you click the block, the sprite will glide to that point.
Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but you get the idea. It's really cool. There's a lot of, like, they give you all of the lessons there. You could probably even use those lessons as credit and have them build something as they go along your lesson plan. So anyways, we just encourage you to look at that. But with that being said, I'm going to hand it back over to Isabel. So take it away. Whoops, and I think I stopped presenting there, didn't I? There we go. Sorry.
Thank you, Josh. So I'm saving the best for last. So the first week of December is actually Computer Science Week. And it is the week that we encourage you to go through some coding programs. You can go through them anytime, whenever you want. Code.org is a free program, and it has lessons, and it has everything you would need to learn about coding for students, for any age, for adults. I use this. Actually, I wanted to share this really quick. So code.org, it has 1-hour tutorials in over 45 languages. You don't need any experience at all. The activities are available for free year-round. You can do it without registering, or you can sign in. I registered or signed in with Google, and I'll show you in a little bit. Also, there is a play lab, so students can create their own games with their existing knowledge of coding. They can go to code.org/playlab. And we also have the app lab. Like code.org has so much information. The app lab allows students to create their own basic app while introducing one or more concepts of coding. I actually, when I was working on my master's program, I had to create a mobile app using like a database for data to be saved and stored. And it was hard, actually. It was difficult, but code.org starts from the beginning. I'm going to share the main page. This is code.org. I am not signed in. That's how it looks. Really quick, you can go to learn or teach. Since you're a teacher, you can go to teach. You can search by grade. There's just so much on this website. I just wanted to show you. You can go to courses. Each course already has like lesson plans, like pre-reader. Let's see, express course. You can start. I just want you to see what it looks like. This is what the course looks like, and these are actual games. This is sequencing, and you start a game with Angry Birds and a maze. And then if you go down to sprites, you will see all these little sprites and the events, dance party. So my favorite game, I'm going to show it to you, is Dance Party AI Edition. And kids absolutely love this. I used to use this when I was in the classroom. It didn't have the AI part yet, but it's basically the same. So it has a video that you would show your students, and I would normally show this to my entire class, and then we would start working on it. So I'm just gonna start with, it'll ask me what age, so students will put in whatever age they are. And this is what the screen looks like. On the left, they get like 3 songs, right? And they start, and it gives them instructions right here. Add blocks to create your dancer and code them to a new dance to move. I encourage you to do this as well, okay? This is a lot of fun. I encourage you to open another window, go to code.org, and then go to that first screen. It says the AI dance party, okay? So what you do is you grab the block and click it into the setup. It says I can click on the drop down, and it allows me to create a cat or a sloth, and where I want it to be. I want it to be at the center. And then what do I want the cat to do? I want the cat to do, I don't know, let's do clap high. And I'm going to run. Okay. Let me go to another level because I wanted to show you. I know it's already 4 o'clock, so there's another video that students can watch. Now it gives me more options. If I click on the little sprite, I can do a bear, cat, frog, or a sloth. And I can do another. It says it's gonna floss, and I can make another sloth. And put him on the bottom, let's put him on the right. And I am going to actually generate an AI effect. So AI will tell me, choose 3 emojis that kind of represent what you're feeling. I'm just gonna put a plant, some stars, and some paint. I'm gonna generate, and this is what AI will do, and it'll generate a little backdrop for me. If I like it, I use it. If I don't like it, I could regenerate, and it'll create another one for me. So this is what it created for me. I can either regenerate or use it. I'm going to use it. It's cute. So now I'm going to choose my song. I have more songs now. Let me do this one. So one cat was actually flossing, and the other one was, I had 2. So the other one, I actually didn't tell the other one what to do. So you have to tell it what you wanted to do. And it gets harder. And the kids love this. This is like a game to them. I encourage you to use this like for your Fun Fridays. They're coding. They don't even know it. They're telling the computer what to do. As the further you go, the more songs you get. And kids love this. And then you can play with the dances. You get more dances. You get more little characters. But Code.org has so many more lessons that you're able to go through step by step to go through things. You do it with the kids. You can learn along with them. It's nothing to be scared of. It's fun, and this is just the basic of coding. And if you click on the top right, it says show code, and you can actually see what the code in JavaScript looks like of what the kids are doing or what you are doing, if you have anyone that really wants to know what they're doing in Java. But this is a great starter for code. And it's already time to go. I went over 2 minutes. So the last thing I think Josh had was something that we have at Nearpod. We have some lessons available in Nearpod about coding. If you wanted to go and just look at the lessons that are available there, you're welcome to go to Nearpod. Other than that, if you have any questions, please type them in the chat, or we'll hang out for a little bit. One more thing. If you need technology help, if it has to do with instructional technology, you can always email itechhelp@midlandisd.net for all your computer needs. You can go to techhelp@midlandisd.net, but if it has to do with training or software or anything in classing, do itechhelp@midlandisd.net. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we'll stick around for a little bit because we have another session starting at 4:15, or you can type your comments in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. Thank you so much.
Or if you want to just learn how to floss. Just kidding. No, thank y'all.
Thank you.